Yo, what's going on today, guys? It is your boy Alpha Grant, and I am back with a new video. Something a little different. Kind of just wanted to talk with you guys and kind of show you where I started from with the music stuff to where I am now. So, for instance, and check out my new Mac that I just got. I'm just doing. Let me answer this text real quick. Sorry about that, but anyways. I just got a brand new Mac, trying to upgrade my shit, trying to do good, trying to build, trying to, just build. Pretty much how I started with the music was back when I was 13 years old, 2005. I was in middle school. My buddy Greg, I'm gonna make it kind of short and simple, but kind of get you guys like you're there with it too. I moved from New Orleans, Louisiana to Chicago, Illinois. I'm originally born in Chicago. This is for another story, I should say. But long story short, born in Chicago, moved to LA, or moved to Louisiana, and then had to move back to Chicago because of Hurricane Katrina. So my middle school year, I met a couple people, and one of them happened to be one of my best friends, Greg, and we still talk to even till this day. Yeah, that's who started me with the music type shit, and he threw me the idea of, yo man, let's make music, blah blah blah, and we tried to figure it out. He told me he wrote raps, he showed me shit, so I started doing the same thing. So I had to figure out a way of, okay, I have a computer, let me figure out something. Bought a game that was called Get on the Mic for PlayStation 2. It came with a USB microphone that plugged into the PlayStation 2. You could use it like that. So I put two and two together. Hey, my computer in the front room, which, let me just tell you, that computer was shit because we got it for free from the mayor. And because we moved from Katrina, yada yada. That's a whole nother story. But, yeah. So this computer was horrible for even back then. But it managed. I was like, oh, I could plug this into here. So then I thought of that, and then went on the internet and looked up recording software. It's found Audacity. Or Audacity, I don't know how you guys say it. But, pretty much, so I found that. So yeah, I found Audacity. And started from there, plugged in my microphone, we got it figured out. Eventually, it ran out of RAM and all this stuff, and I had to delete shit, and then I kept switching microphones. I bought like a little desktop skinny one, and this other one, which was actual like a dynamic microphone, like a stage mic, that I would plug it into the front room, and I'd put it in my closet and in my bedroom before I had something in my room. And we'd do that for a little bit. And that worked out pretty well. I mean, I didn't have an interface. I didn't have all that stuff yet. I didn't have all that. It was just straight plug in to the computer, press record, got a beat, let's go. And sometimes the RAM would be so low, I would have to record on the little, PlayStation 2 microphone next to a speaker or something and record the beat while I'm actually recording the song too, or recording my vocals. So that was an interesting time in my life as well. So eventually, we managed with that. We did what we had to do with that, and eventually got more people involved and found more people, became cool with more people, and eventually we moved it into my room. I want to say we had it in the front room for a grip, like a good minute. Because I remember like a couple of my buddies coming over with like Greg, or even they would just come over by themselves, and we'd just like record shit, just for shits and giggles, and we put it up on this website called hlounge.com. And that's for another story too. I want to get my buddy Greg involved in that story too. Hopefully he's about that. And maybe we'll do like a talk on how we kind of started this shit how he kind of started me becoming a rapper or a musician in general. So thanks, bro. And then eventually I want to say it was the same computer, but I don't know, like maybe I might have got the same computer, moved it in my room, or I don't know exactly what happened. But or my dad, he was a maintenance guy, and when people move out, they leave shit for trash or whatever for the people to clean up, and I think people have left like computers and shit, and I want to say maybe he got a computer at that point in time. As I was saying, so we started doing that, and I don't really remember if like I got a computer from my dad or if he found one or something, like I don't know, but maybe it was the same computer. But anyways, eventually I got the computer in my room, and my dad, I remember on Christmas we went out, and my uncle, he actually gave me a couple microphones, and I couldn't use them because I didn't have an interface or anything like that. So I know that just jumped into the story, but I mean, I don't really remember how all this kind of just added in. But at one point, my uncle knew I was starting music, so he had some like hand-me-downs that he let me use, which was a Tascam, or not a Tascam, MXL 2001 microphone and a Shure SM58 microphone that he let me use both of, and a power amp as well. But I didn't really know how to use all that stuff, you know, so I just did the straight plug-and-play type stuff until I got an interface. My dad, he actually, on Christmas, we went to Guitar Center and he bought me a Tascam US 144, and he actually found a microphone that somebody left behind. I know it sounds weird, but I mean, it must be meant for something. But yeah, and fucking, so that started off, and then I hooked all that stuff up and started doing that. And eventually I was like, I need to find something better than Audacity. So I looked up more softwares and everything. I found this one called Cool Edit Pro, which is funny because it's the same exact company, or the company that I use now bought them out and is what it is now, which is Audacity, Adobe, and I'm religious on using that. That's my shit, you know. I love that. But yeah, anyways, but I started off with Cool Edit Pro. I think it was 2.0 or 2.1. Download the crack and all that shit. But I'll admit that I did all that, but that was in the past. But so started off with that, and then just started making more music with that and got more motivated. Found out about, you know, new stuff. Just kept building after that, and then eventually I moved to a new place. Got a job, and just started building up a little bit more. Sold some stuff here and there in between all this, and throughout the years, I've gone through about, for my Tascam, I used that for about 2-3 years. Then I still had it, and bought a Blue Icicle, which is like a little, like just a connector preamp type deal. And that worked out for a little bit. But what else did I buy? I bought a couple USB microphones throughout my journey. Used those for a while. Some in particular, probably M Audio Producer Edition. Used one of those for about 3-4 years, which is a USB microphone. Worked awesome. Moved to a new place, and still make music with Greg, you know, high school years, you know, all that stuff. Then came along my buddy Lamar, so my high school years came, did all that, met a couple new people that I still make music with till nowadays, which is my buddy fucking Lamar. So my buddy Lamar and I, we started clicking up. You know, he came up to me actually at school one time because I was making music and I was doing my thing. I kind of made a little name for myself in high school with the music shit, and not saying that I was some fucking popular kid or anything, but I guess people just knew me because of my music and my the way I dressed and the way I acted, I guess you could just say. But yeah, so I met a couple different people, you know, got into a bunch of different shit. I met my buddy Lamar now. He came up to me actually when I've met him from school, but then I changed schools because, remember, I told you I moved, and he was new to the school, but the next year I moved to a different school for a year, and I didn't really, you know, but I had my girlfriend that still went to that same school, so I went there still very often, you know, to pick her up, or, because I think we got out earlier than them, but there was a couple times I went over there, and I remember one time in particular, he came up to me with one of our other buddies at the time, and or one of his other buddies at the time that I eventually became friends with, yada yada, so on and so forth. But so then that happened. He asked me if I made music still and all that shit, and I was like, of course. And eventually we started working on it, and or his buddy and I actually really started working on it, Matt, and so we became cool as fuck. So I started hanging out with Matt often, and I was hanging out with Lamar too. But I recall being at Matt's house a lot too, because I would go over there, and I remember he had a microphone set up on his fan in his room, or it was like off the ceiling or something. But I just thought it was very unique on how we all kind of grew, and you know, stuff like that, and to where these people are at now, and to where I'm at, and shit like that, you know. So yeah, that started working out, and then I started, you know, networking with my music shit and building that kind of way. So I had more people that motivated me more to be wanting to do this, you know, to right now. And this is pretty much the only thing that I've ever stuck with, you know, for real. Like, you know, music is my life, you know. It's me. It runs through me. It is like I express myself with the music. It's the only way I can, you know. It's what makes me be able to get out of my house and be like, fucking right, you know. So we started making music together, then Lamar and I started making music together, and you know, it really got, you know, pretty big, you know. We started, Matt and I started hanging out more, Lamar and I started hanging out more, we hung out together, and then, I hung out with them both, but then, you know, things happen. People have a fallout. Lamar and Matt, I hope they don't mind me discussing this, but I mean, the past is the past, and I guess we just go on from it. But fuck it. Matt and Lamar, they had their own differences, but I was still cool with both of them, you know. And you know, shit happened. So I was still making music with both of them. Matt and I made a couple songs, and then I started hanging out with a couple other people too, like Matt. I really hung out with with his people, you know, with that crew, and then Lamar, I had, you know, my other friends, you know, and shit like that. You know, I was really just trying to help bring everybody together, but it doesn't work like that, you know. And sometimes, in the end, you gotta pick and choose. I know it sucks to say, but I know you're not really supposed to, but you'll see who's gonna be riding with you for the rest of this, you know, long-ass adventure journey of life that you have. So, you definitely, you'll see that through the path. Yeah, hopefully you guys don't have to go through that. But, I mean, I was the one trying to just build everybody together and kind of build our own thing to kind of grow everything together, but shit don't work out all the time like that, which is totally understandable. But, and I know that nowadays, and I know why nowadays, and that's why who I'm with today from back then is why I'm with them today. Did that make sense? Probably not, but hey. So yeah, we started making music together. Me and Matt made a music video together. Then Lamar and I made a music video together. So on and so forth. Started growing more with the music. And then we started doing shows, Matt and I. And then, fucking just kept building. You know, then I met a couple other people in the industry, you know, of that town with the music. Started fucking with them. You know, I'm definitely skipping some bits and parts here. But I guess my point of this is how I made it to this equipment. But anyways, let me just get straight to the point. So I met them throughout the way. Then I still had the Tascam microphone, or the Tascam interface at that time. And then I remember I was using the M-Audio USB mic as well. I was switching back and forth from multiple different microphones. I just didn't really have that one. You know, I liked the MXL 990 a lot for a while. But then I wanted to, let me try this out. Let me try this out. So I went through a bunch of different microphones. And not all expensive either. You know, there were cheap ones, but there were some better than others, and some that were cheaper than others that were better than the supposedly better ones and shit like that. I went through a lot to find what I, am comfortable with now and to find what fulfills my voice. And I still fully haven't done that, but I mean, I've came to a point where I'm content to what, but there is better microphones and everything out there, and don't get me wrong, I'm probably gonna buy another one. Yeah, at that time I was switching from different microphones, and I think I bought an Audio Technica. It was like a 120 or a 220, excuse me, something like that. Hooked that up with the Tascam US 144. Tried that out for a couple months, on and off. But the main ones that I really remember sticking to in that era of time were the M-Audio Producer Edition USB microphone. Cause that's like straight plug and play, but it was like so good. It was like an audio interface. It was like you plugged it into it. It was great. So that's a good start for a beginner. Something like that. If you guys want to try that out, don't try the PS2 microphone. Do not do that. But if you're trying to find something cheap and budget, definitely try out the M-Audio Producer Edition. It was like $100 when I bought it, so it's probably like $50. I'm sure you could find it for cheaper. I remember using that one probably mostly throughout that time, and then I really got into interfaces. I moved here in 2014, back here in 2014, so there was a big kind of gap there, but I left using the M-Audio USB microphone, and that's probably my longest used microphone to this day. And I mean, I don't have it anymore. My boy Juan, I gave it to him. It's in good hands. So if I ever need it again, which I probably won't, but definitely, that microphone definitely brought me through a lot of fucking music, helped me out with a lot of shit, and easy to mix and master too. So, but on to the better stuff now. So I moved here, had that microphone still. Then eventually I just started spending some money on this shit. Little by little, I bought this cheap ass microphone, which was about 20 bucks, and that was actually gifted to me. Let me say that, actually. That Focusrite was actually gifted to me. Once again by my father. And, you know, he's really helped me out with my music industry a lot. And, you know, little by little. And I guess I just don't really think about it like that. But, I mean, I'm a motherfucker. I've been investing. But, best investment in my entire life. You know, he couldn't have gotten me anything better. But, so I used that with that. And I was like, something's not right because I'm using this cheap ass microphone with something that's pros use. So let me get a good microphone. So I went out, did my research, asked probably about 100 different people, or 100 different reviews looked at, and came out to the Rode NT1. Not the 1A. The Rode NT1. And I love this microphone to death. This microphone is so clean with the Focusrite Solo. It's so nice. As you can see it right here. Beautiful. Comes with its own pop filter and everything. But such clean sound and stuff like that. And it's amazing. I use a Windows computer that I bought now, 8 gig RAM and a 750 hard drive space, i5. But that's what I've been using for the past quite a few years now. And until I just upgraded to this Mac about a week ago, a couple days ago, my birthday. So, but yeah, I mean, you don't need all that. You can go buy a notebook from Walmart, or a laptop from Walmart, and download a free recording software. I'll probably put a couple down here, and you know, maybe I'll try to figure out a way that you guys can get you know, certain softwares and stuff. If you guys hit me up, you know, maybe I could talk to you guys and try to help you out with getting some softwares for cheap and maybe even free, but legally. Anyways, yeah, so other than that, I mean, this has been such a great, you know, experience in my life that, you know, I've gone through. And shout out my boy Lamar too. I still make music with him. Shout out my boy Greg. Don't make music with him anymore, but still talk here and there, you know. Tell each other happy birthday. Still good friends, you know. We've had, you know, our times in the past. We all have. Lamar and I have. My buddy Greg and I have. Matt and I have. But the only two people I really talk to nowadays from back then is Greg and Lamar. And I mean, I'm cool with that 100%. But I mean, I still talk to other people, obviously, but in that music field that I started with. Because I had a lot of people that I've worked with music, and out of all of them, only two of my closest, you know, I mean, Greg, obviously, because he's the one that really got me into this. And then Lamar, because he's my fucking brother, and we've been rocking this fucking music shit for fucking since we've been 16 years old and we're 30. So it's like, you know, it's crazy. But, yeah, guys, I'll put a couple links down below if you guys want to check out some microphones. That M Audio microphone, I definitely recommend that for a starter. Other than that, a Blue Icicle too, if you guys want to try that out. But M Audio for sure. It's so overrated or underrated, not overrated. It's so underrated. But that motherfucker is clean, and I'll probably make even a tutorial on how to edit, you know, on the certain softwares and stuff like that. But like I said, my main one is Adobe Audition. So if you guys have that, I might set up a tutorial on how I edit my mix and master my vocals too. So guys, if you like this video, give it a like. if you can, subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. If you guys want to see more videos like this, comment down below what you like about the video, what you want to learn more about. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. And like I said, I'm going to put stuff down below that you guys can check out, some cheap laptops, stuff like that, and some microphones and stuff so you guys can get started on your career and get this adventure rolling. And hey, maybe we'll feature on a song one day. Never know. But once again, it's your boy Alpha Grants. And it's always been a pleasure, It's always good talking to you. And if you don't like me, I'm sorry, I'm here to stay. Even though I don't upload that often, but I'm going to try to do it as much as possible. Because I have this new setup. But yeah, once again, thanks guys. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment, yada yada yada. It's your boy. I'm out. Peace.